kind of got ripped off. I got rain in my headlight hole. Wow. This is a 2005 Toyota Camry that we inherited from my mother-in-law after her passing. She took immaculate care of this car. It has 143,000 miles that she put all of them on. She recorded every oil change, every fill up at the gas station, anything done to the car was recorded. So when I got it, I continued to lovingly take care of it, just like I thought she would have done. And over the past few weeks, I have really fallen in love with driving this car as a daily. It's kind of cool to have a car that doesn't stand out like this one, that you can just drive easy and kind of be incognito. Nobody knows it's you. So every day when I drove this car, I drove it like I thought Grandma would have driven it. And when my kids drove the car, I would tell them, hey, drive it like Grandma. And we've taken great care of this car. So imagine how I felt this morning when I hit a deer going 60 miles an hour. It jumped right out of the woods in front of me. Obviously, you can see it struck the driver's side right here. Did not deploy the airbags, but took out this headlight, knocked the fog light down into there, took out the grill, the hood, wrinkled the fender. When you open the door, it does barely scrub there. Praise God, my daughter and I were safe. We were able to safely pull over, gathered up the trash out of the road. Unfortunately, the deer did not make it, but serves her right. Air conditioning condenser is fine, radiator's fine, and we were able to continue down the road and get her to swim practice and me to do my chores, and I'm still driving it right now, but it needs to be fixed. Since we recently got this from my father-in-law, he was maintaining insurance on it, but just like you would for an older car, he has canceled collision insurance. So I just looked up the cost of this car in its current condition. Well, not this, but if it was fixed, and it'd be around a $4,400 car. And I know from having recently dealt with a body shop that this would total out the car. He's willing to have it fixed, but I can't in good conscience have him pay to have this car fixed. So I'm gonna share with you how much it's gonna cost me to get this fixed as good as I can using junkyard parts. So I think it's fair to say I need a hood, a fender, a bumper cover, a headlight, and a fog light. Until I get open this hood, I'm gonna find out how bad it really is. Nothing too surprising under here. It's really hard to tell just with my eye if this core support is straight or not. I can see under here this piece of metal, which I didn't think there would be a steel support right there, is pretty boogered up, but it's also really thin. I'm not going to really know how things are under here until I pull the bumper cover off. This handle was bent back, so that was kind of hard to get to. I don't know, it looks like everything's still relatively straight. No, it's not. Look at that. The condenser for the air conditioning got pushed in pretty seriously, but I've been using the air conditioning since the accident. In fact, we never turned the car off. I just let it idle. We know that's good. It's not pretty. I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm trying to make it look good on the outside and make sure everything is still safe and mechanically sound. Mechanically sound we have right now. It did crack the horn. That's pretty wild. This might be turned down a little bit, but as long as I can get good hood alignment, then this stuff is not going to be seen. I can tell from right here that this didn't get pushed back in because the battery is still lined up exactly how it should be. So I'm really happy with that. From looking at some pictures online at cars that are currently in the junkyard that I visit in Virginia, I think this is going to be the hardest part right here. This is an XLE bumper with the fog lights. I would love to just get white parts, and I know there's a white car out there with a hood and a fender, but it doesn't have this bumper with the fog lights. So that one I might have to actually buy some color match paint and paint if I find the right bumper out there. Or this bumper doesn't have any cracks, and so I'll know again when I take it off, because I'm pretty sure that that fog light mount is cracked in there, but I'm not sure how that attaches. I'm gonna see what type of tools I need to remove these parts, and probably the next step will be going to the junkyard and trying to grab some parts. Just by hand, I've pulled the headlight out, was able to reach down and get the fog light out. All of that's right here. I've used no tools to remove any of this stuff yet. This is obviously bent back some. I did bend the release lever out a little bit, My only concern is that it's going to latch properly, so I can still drive this while or until I get it fixed. So let's see. Yeah, that latches nice, and I don't know what fell down in there. After hitting the deer, I did gather up all the broken pieces I could find on the roadway. It's all just headlight pieces and bits and bobs. Always clean up after yourself. How does this happen? Here's the first candidate. It's got some good parts up here. Headlights are trash. It's not the right bumper. It looks like somebody dropped the whole K-member and pulled this engine. I thought this was an AE86. Nope. Be cool if it was. Here's the next donor. Bad fender, wrong colored bumper, wrong style bumper. Headlights are trash. But it does have a lot of these little bits and pieces that I need if I need to come back to this one. This is a 88 Toyota Corolla. It's got little 13-inch snowflakes. Does anybody know if this is 4x100? Because those would be cool on the K-truck. Here's another silver one, but it got hit real bad on the side that I need, so I don't think I'll mess with that one. Plus, it's in the puddle. Well, crap. Here's the white one. Does not have the correct bumper. It's also black. This headlight is actually pretty decent, but there's not another one. I need a match set. Some good stuff up here. The fender is buckled, so that's I'm not going to spend money on it if I need to fix it. The other headlight is in the seat. It looks clean, but I think that tab is broken off. Somebody just yanked it out. It's kind of sad, and well, it's aftermarket. Looks like there's a gold one right down there. I'm just getting distracted by all the cool stuff that's in here, but let me go check that one. Wrong bumper, dented fender. I mean, it fits, but headlights are no better than what I had. Still, it looks like today I'm only going to be able to get the little bits and pieces. This is pretty cool. It's got Heinke wheels on it. This headlight is awesome, but the other one is missing. This little guy looks like it's about to fall in half. Oof. Why does that Beetle have a handle on top of it? Here's another gold one, but somebody took everything off the front of this one. This silver one. These headlights are about, nah, they're worse than mine. Still, wrong bumper. Fender is dented. It's the story of my life. The list I got at the door only showed one white one. The website showed two, but I'm sure it's already been crushed. They're crushing a lot of imports today. So I'm gonna go back and see what I can find, the little parts that I need. If someone lets their car get like this, do you think they ever changed their cabin air filter? Let's see. That would be an absolute no. Not ever. Cabin filter check number 2. Yep. I don't think that one got changed. All right, cabin air filter check. Oh, this one's tight. Yep. Oh gosh. Nope. That's really bad. I need this little plastic piece. It covers up the hood latch so that water doesn't get in there and make it rusty, but all of them seem to be broken, and this one is on the verge of being broken right there. I might pull it off and see if I find a better one. I came back from the junkyard the other day and I did get a few parts, but I kind of got ripped off. See, there's the broken grill. I didn't realize that that's a special grill. Most of the Camrys don't have the slots. They just have some kind of grating in here, but I did find the correct grill. It is OEM. They charged me $36 for that, which it's better than new, but it's a little over some aftermarket units. These pieces these hold the condenser in. One of those was bent, and this is for the top of the radiator. Those are missing. They just gave me those for free. I grabbed a horn because my horn casing is broken. It still works perfectly. I didn't realize they charged me $10 for that. I've got so many horns, I didn't need that. I thought that wouldn't be like about $3 or $4. When I looked at the fog light that came out of the car, it has this black epoxy on it, or black silicone, and it's on that mount and on that edge. So I think my mother-in-law hit a bird at some point and messed up the bumper, and whoever repaired it, the repair shop, just reused this. All the mounts are broken off. I think I can get a set of these aftermarket for under $40. I didn't grab any of the headlights at the junkyard because I need two that match, not a really clear one and a really old one, or two really old ones. Anyway, I came home, looked at Facebook Marketplace, and someone not too far from me had a set, and so I got these two headlights for 20 bucks, and that is a deal. If I'd got them from the junkyard, these would have been $16 a piece. That would have been $32, and these are OEM, so these are actually Toyota, and I plan to sand these and clear coat them and make them look really, really nice. And I need to get those headlights taken care of soon because I'm still driving this, and I was driving it today and I got rain in my headlight hole. I know it'll be fine. Also, I don't have a headlight, so nothing on this side. That's nothing I hate more than driving up on somebody at night who's only got one side of their headlights and you think it's a motorcycle and you smash into this side of them. I gotta make these headlights clear. As you can see, they've oxidized over time, and all that is the surface getting bad, so you just gotta sand off this surface. There's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to do this. I'm not a professional, so I'm not gonna show the whole process, but I do have some very fine sandpaper, some water I'm gonna spray and sand, and once I feel like the surface is good, then I'm gonna spray some non-yellowing clear coat. So I'm just gonna get to that right now. This is after just 600. It feels smooth already. Obviously, it's going to look cloudy until it gets clear coated, but I'm super happy with this. I mean, this is just a couple minutes of work right here. This one hasn't been touched yet, but if I take the water off, you can see the yellow on it. So I'm really thrilled. I'll just update you when I'm done. I got the headlights done. They didn't turn out the best. There's some cracking in the clear coat. I tried to do some tests to figure out which clear coat was best, and they still did this. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I went back to the junkyard and I grabbed a fender, pretty good. It's a silver fender though, and a hood. Let me show you that. The hood is dent free, but when I brought it home and started cleaning it, I noticed it had all these little pinholes from rock chips, and there was bubbles under the paint. So I've gone through and I've popped all the bubbles under the paint. You can see there's no rust in them, but now I have to sand down. There was one little paint pop right there, and I've already sanded that. So now I have to sand all these little pinholes, which kind of sucks, but it's gonna make it nice and smooth. I really wanted to get white for the car, but this is all I could find. So I'm gonna finish sanding this and get this ready for the car. This hood needed more work than I had originally planned on. If I could have just found white panels, I wouldn't be doing all this, but I want to do it kind of right. I don't want it to rust. I'm not a body shop guy. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna get this as good as I can. I'm not gonna bore you with the rest of it, so the next time you see this hood, there's gonna be primer and paint and whatever, and I'm gonna show it to you from about, you know, like this far away, and it's gonna look great. Okay, I think now is the time to pull the Camry into the shop and put everything back together. I've got parts everywhere. I've got a fender here, headlights there. I've got fog lights over here. I wrapped them in a yellow tint. I've got the hood over here. It looks okay, but it's gonna need to be cut and polished. But I've just cleared out a spot, and I'm going to bring the Camry in and get to work today. All right, the car's in the shop. It's nice and cool in here. So the problem that I have is I like starting projects, but I have a mental block about finishing them. I think it's because I believe that it's going to mess up, or I feel like maybe it's not going to turn out as well as I'd imagined it in my head. But sometimes you just got to buckle down, because I'm tired of driving the car like this. It is costing me fuel mileage. I feel like I just look like a bad driver when I'm driving around with a busted up car like this. So I'm going to take this apart, get it done. Everything's going along pretty well. I've got the headlights out. I had to take the bumper cover off. I did not realize the bumper cover covers this one bolt right here for the headlight. It looks like the headlights that I got off of someone else's car, they didn't know about this, and both of those brackets are broken. Hopefully this little peg that the headlight goes into will hold it still. Maybe I can epoxy something on there. I'm not sure. Everything was going good. I've got this piece from the junkyard already, but I did not grab this piece. And as you can see, it's pretty well mangled right there. So I'm probably gonna make a quick run to the junkyard. I say quick, it's an hour away, but I need to go up there and grab something anyway. I'm probably gonna get that. There's some things that are a little bit wonky up here, but I think I can work with everything else. But this is gonna make the bumper weird. So I'm gonna head up to the junkyard. While I'm there, I have a core charge on this hood and this fender. And so I'm gonna see if I can find my receipt so that I can return those and get like $8 back. The piece I need is under here, and I'm gonna have to take off the whole bumper, headlights, everything to get this metal piece out. So I think there's supposed to be another one down the aisle here. Looks like somebody already disassembled this one, and the piece I need is right here. So it's even straight. So somebody did the work for me on this one. Those headlights are aftermarket. They're broken. That fender is aftermarket, and it's no good. But I've already got mine. This one is only a 2002. Mine's a 2005. It has a factory JBL radio, so does mine, but this one looks to be like possibly a touch screen. It may be just navigation, but that's pretty cool. I hadn't seen that. Also, it has the open cubby with heated seats. Pretty cool. That's two things that my car doesn't have. The last one in the junkyard today is this gray one. Again, not taken apart, so I'm glad I got the other piece. These headlights could be cleaned up, but that one's been broken and epoxied back together. It's a decently straight car. It has a spoiler. It's pretty fancy right there for a Camry. Ooh, it's got blacked out badges. That's what I did on my daughter's car, but I'm gonna leave my car with the chrome. This car has the one thing that I really would love to have, the manual transmission. Very cool, but I'm not about to swap that car, just too much trouble. And I think the manual transmissions have to have the handbrake here, so it'd have to do everything, because mine has a foot brake. I mean, this car is obviously dirty, but these cars just, the interiors hold up so well. Wow. This car wasn't even on the list they printed out for me. If I'd found this a month ago, it would have been nice to have a white fender. The hood's got all the little chips in it, so it would have had been repainted anyway. I thought, man, this car is really, really dirty. And then I looked inside. This car has been underwater. Check that out. That's crazy. So this is a flood victim. All right, it's over 100 degrees right now, but up there is where I came from. This entire section is the import section up until right here. Then we get into General Motors cars, and then that blue one, I don't know if you can see that, that's Ford, and then down past that is Chrysler Dodge. So that's the way that this junkyard is laid out. And when you come in, you just tell them what you're looking for, and they'll print out a list of what row everything's in, and you just come to the cars on the end and you look, import, row 28, space A, and then you go back and you find the car you're looking for. I'm no body work guy. It's taken me a while to get this side done, but luckily, when I go to do all these little clips and plugs that are down along this side, I have another side to compare to. So I'm kind of going back and forth just to make sure I get it in right. Now, one thing I do know is that I'm not going to tighten anything down. None of these bolts are tight until I get the headlight and the bumper cover on to make sure that I get everything lined up. So we're getting close. I'm about ready to put the bumper cover on. I've got the bumper cover off right here. Now this was the non-accident side of the bumper, and all the mounts for the fog lights are good. This is the accident side. This is fine, but this one has a little crack. I think it would actually hold because it's solid right there, but I did pick up this bumper repair kit for $5 at Ollie's. So I'm going to use some of this epoxy. I'm going to clean that up and put that in there. Now, this was the factory fog light. As you can see, it broke off, but it had a previous repair. So I don't know if my mother-in-law hit something. I know at some point she hit a bird or something. Anyway, this is the one that I used to test clear coats on. This is the other one. So with these two, I needed to do something else. I went ahead and went with aftermarket, and I went ahead and put a yellow film on these, and that'll protect it and it'll give it a little bit of style. So these will be going in with some new LED bulbs. So once I make this little repair right here, this bumper will be ready to go in. I just cleaned this up with rubbing alcohol to make a nice clean surface. It's actually got some texture to it, so I'm not going to scuff it up. But I've never used this product before, but I think it's pretty cool. It comes with a spreader, and it has what's called this reinforcement cloth. So I'm going to cut some cloth and put that on either side of this repair. From the factory, this was only attached right there at the top. So adding some under there is actually just going to make it a lot stronger than before. Come to find out, these headlights are different than my headlights, even though they came from the same car basically. My car had parking lights and turn signals, and this car, they're integrated, and I had to depin the wiring and fix that. Regardless, that's fixed. I've got all the stuff on the hood, the bumpers in, the fog lights fault me a little bit. The only thing I got to put in is the grill, and not too long ago I realized I did not put the foam in behind the bumper. Let's just say I'm not going to have foam in the bumper. As I'm sure you know, projects don't always go the way that they are supposed to. So I got everything done, and then I went to close the hood and it would not latch, would not latch, would not latch. So I worked on the latch for a while and nothing was lining up. So I went again to the junkyard today. I've got a new hood latch, a new radiator cap piece, a new support beam, and I've painted it all to match. So it's the piece that goes here and across here, and hopefully this is going to work. The one that I had on there was slightly bent, and if you have a Camry that's an XLE, there's actually a plug that goes to this hood release. So I guess for the alarm system, it knows if the hood is open or not. I'm not sure, but there was only one in the junkyard with this plug, and I'm glad I got it. So once this paint dries, I'm going to put everything back on it and see if this time the hood will close. This is all the change that I got out of the junkyard when I was getting the parts for this car. Every time I go, I dig up change, and I just got some cleaner in here. I'm cleaning it up. I'm going to take it and see how much money I made from the junkyard. I've got all the new parts in. When I was painting this, it's a little bit bright, but I masked off this sticker right here, and when I pulled off the masking tape, it pulled off the sticker. So I got to fix that. Also, I noticed that it's got these two black plugs, but they're just stickers. They lose all their sticky, and I think that's so that heat soak off the radiator won't go into the air intake here. So I'm just going to use some metal tape and make a little patch right there to cover it up to do the same as factory. All right, I've got this on here, but now to cover up this little space, I'm just going to use one of my General Fender garage stickers, and that way I won't even see that residue, and I can remember my mistake. It's all over but the crying now. Everything is off of this. The only thing I have left to put on is this cover right here that I finally found a very good one out of the junkyard. But before I put that on, because these are hard to take off without breaking, let's see if the hood closes. It closed. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. All right. All in. Actually, I think I need to tighten that bumper in just a little bit. Look at that. It's all fixed. The only issue I have now, I need to cut and buff the hood. It looks really bad. The hood's a little high right there, and this piece of the bumper sticks out just slightly, and there's no adjustment. There's no clips. There's no screws in there. I think it might just be damaged because I did use the original bumper cover, and you can see little spider cracks in the paint from where the deer hit it. But finding a good bumper again and going through all that, I'm just going to stick with that one. And I am thrilled because now this is going to be back on the road. Overall, I'm super excited how this turned out. I'm so excited that I get to drive it again. I get my cushy car back. But let's talk about price, because that's what I wanted to do, is keep this as cheap as possible. This is what it comes down to. Headlights were used. I found those on Marketplace for $20. I had to buy new fog lights for $46. When I went to the junkyard, I got a hood. It was $51. Fender, $36. I didn't need to buy a horn, but I paid $10 for one. My grill was $36. All the assorted bumper brackets, the only one that I saw on the receipt was $10. The other ones they just kind of threw in there. That radiator support piece that I got yesterday was $21. The hood latch was $13. Then I'm gonna add in paint and clear coat, accessories like that. I'm gonna round that up to like $100. Altogether, that makes $343 to get this car looking like this. It's not perfect, but for $343, I'm thrilled. Now, along the way, I also added LED headlight bulbs and fog light bulbs. I got those on eBay for 30 bucks. I did this yellow tint on the fog lights. I already had that, but let's just say that was $5. So if you add up everything that I did, plus the extras, $378. And that's $378 to basically save this car, because we didn't have collision insurance on it. So if I had taken this to a body shop, who knows what they would have charged. So tell me, do you think I got my money's worth? Under $400 to get this thing back on the road. Listen, if you've watched this video because either you're a fan of mine for some reason, or you just wanted to know how to fix a Camry, or you've got a busted Camry of your own, and you've got questions about what I did, how I did some things, ask me in the comments below. I don't have tons of comments, so I'm sure that I'll be able to answer to the best of my ability. But thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, I've got a lot of projects coming down the line. You can make sure to subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Almost forgot. I got back over $30 from junkyard change that came out of cars. So let's just subtract that off my total, and I'll just get those fog light bulbs and headlight bulbs for free. Don't throw away money.